Greetings. My name is Nia, and I am an advanced program designed to assist you in extracting your ideas and developing a plan of action to bring them to life. However, please keep in mind that I am solely a support tool and cannot generate any output during our session. My objectives solely include research, guidance, feedback, or recommendations. To confirm that you acknowledge the preceding statement, please click Confirm.
Confirm.
Please enter your login information to access your account.
Auto-populate login based on facial recognition.
Welcome back, Neverson. I have loaded the last 3 sessions on the right-hand side of the screen. To resume a previous session, click on the desired one, or select Previous Loaded Sessions to view all the available sessions. It's important to note that your profile was last updated 6 months ago. I strongly advise that you update your profile to ensure accurate research and recommendations. An updated profile is crucial for generating a precise plan of action tailored to your personalized skills and abilities. Thank you for selecting to create a new session. To begin, you'll need to set up a new profile. Welcome to the profile development stage. The infographic light bulb on the right-hand side of your screen represents your profile, while the icons surrounding it represent your skills, assets, budget, software, schedule, and interests. Once you've provided all the necessary information, I will create an accurate representation of your profile for your review. After you've approved it, we'll move on to the idea development stage. To indicate that you acknowledge the aforementioned statement, please say Confirm.
Confirm.
Let's start by selecting your preferred control type for this session. Would you like to use the keyboard and mouse control, hand touch control, or voice control? Once you have made your selection, please say Confirm.
Let's go with voice control. I'm feeling lazy today.
Thank you. Next, I'll need information about your PC. Please provide the name of your PC, the amount of installed RAM, the name of your graphics card, and the number of gigabytes it has. When you are finished, please say Confirm.
Alright, this should be easy since nothing has changed. Alright, so for the PC name, it's an Acer TC280. The installed RAM is 32 gigabytes. The name of the graphics card is NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, and the gigabytes is 4 gigabytes. Confirm.
Thank you. Next, could you please provide me with the names of the software and programs you use, along with your level of knowledge of each on a scale of 1 to 10? Please confirm when you have finished.
Alright, I can prepare this time. It won't take too much time listing out everything. At the top, we'll start with HitFilm. I'll rank myself for that at 6. And then we have iClone from Real Illusion. I'll rank myself a 6 on that too. Dash 3D, I'll rank myself a 6. Character Creator V3 from Real Illusion, I'll rank myself a 6. Now we have After Effects, I'll rank myself a 4. Unreal Engine, I'll rank myself a 4. Twin Motion, I'll rank myself a 3. Affinity Photo, I'll rank myself 2. Photoshop, I'll rank myself 2. Cinema 4D, I'll rank myself a 3. Pixel Mixer, I'll rank myself a 1. Cartoon Animator, I'll rank myself a 1. Cascador, I'll rank myself a 1. 3D Exchange, I'll rank myself a 7. Adobe Illustrator, I'll rank myself a 2. Voice Mod, I'll rank myself a 5. Crazy Talk, I'll rank myself a 4. And last but not least, AccuRig, I'll rank myself a 5. Confirm.
Thank you. Based on the software and program you selected, could you please rate your proficiency in the following listed skills on a scale of 1 to 10? Please confirm when you have finished.
Yeah, sure. Looking at the list of items, we'll start with animation, and this is for 2D and 3D animation. I'll rank myself a 4 on that. Next item is video editing. I'll rank myself a 6. Photo modification or photo manipulation, I'll rank myself a 4. Audio design, I'll rank myself a 4. Scratch that, I'll rank myself a 5. Writing, I'll rank myself a 3. 3D visual effects, I'll rank myself 4. Artwork design, I'll rank myself 5. Confirm.
Thank you for your responses. I am almost done creating your profile. Could you please list your interests? Please note that the more information you provide, the more precise recommendations and suggestions I can offer. Please confirm when you have finished.
Yeah, I can provide that. As mentioned before, I'm feeling lazy today, so I'll use a previous work that I submitted that has some interests that I listed. Okay, so on the image I'm looking at, it appears that I like active stuff, like moving the body. I like music. I like basketball. I like soccer. I like film. I like filmmaking. I like video games. I like I guess that's psychology. I like science. I like space. I like collaborative work, or I like support. I like teamwork, I guess. I like puzzles. I like history. And I like dinosaurs and stuff. Confirm.
Thank you for your prompt response. Next, could you please provide me with your overall project budget? Additionally, please provide me with the maximum and minimum spending limits for each listed item. This information is crucial in effectively allocating the budget where it's most needed to achieve the project goals. Please confirm when you have finished.
Yeah, sure, I can provide a budget, but it's a little difficult for me to provide estimates, to be honest, just because I'm always experimenting and nothing's ever conclusive. But the main plan with any project is to spend as little as possible. So I guess for a project, my budget would be 160. So focusing on the items listed, for animations, I would say 0, just because I have enough in stock. And I'm also learning animation, so there's no plan for me to buy anymore unless I have a good reason for it. 3D models and environments, it's in the same category as animations. I have a lot in stock, and I can just repurpose them for new projects and whatsoever, so I really don't need to spend any money on that. Now, focusing on the After Effects template, I would spend a minimum of $10 and a maximum of $80 on that. I just find those very useful for me, and I always find a place to use them somewhere, somehow. The next thing I have is sound effects, or just music overall. I usually always end up looking for music or just some sort of sound effect. I'll spend a minimum of $5 and a maximum of $50. But that's getting closer to, I'm getting close to having enough in stock that I won't need to spend more money on that. But for now, that's the amount I would spend on sound effects and music. And then for miscellaneous items, I guess I'll spend as little as a minimum of $5 and a maximum of $30. Confirm.
Thank you for your cooperation. To conclude the creation of your profile, I require one final piece of information from you. Please provide your estimated time or deadline for completing this project, along with the maximum and minimum hours you can allocate for each listed item. This information is essential in developing a realistic schedule to achieve the project goals. Please confirm when you have finished.
Yeah, sure, I can provide that. Like the budget, this is very difficult for me to provide because things are always changing, and I don't have a set schedule that makes it easy to predict how long a project might take to complete. Plus, every project varies. I'm always experimenting, I'm always trying different things, and I don't want to really put a deadline on something just because I really like to experiment. I really like to learn new things, and because of that, the completion of every project varies. And yeah. Anyways, so I'll give like a estimate or a rough amount of time I would spend working on a particular thing. So starting with the brainstorming, that's usually something that could be done very quickly. It will take me about 2 hours tops. Minimum 2 hours, maximum a day. For the next one, drafts and concepts, a minimum for that, it'll take me a week. A max, I could take 3 weeks. Final cut is where I basically put everything together, just the video, that is. That'll take me about 4 weeks minimum, 6 weeks maximum. For the audio composition, this is just adding the audio on top of the video that's already created. That doesn't really take that long unless there's like a lot of things I need to add on top and I'm trying to be creative or I'm trying to learn something new. So a minimum of that would be 2 days. A maximum will be a week. So that's about it. And then to finalize the work is usually artwork design. This is basically where I just create specific artwork for the project itself, say thumbnail or just other things in general. That would take me a minimum 2 hours, maximum 2 days. So yeah, confirm.
Congratulations on completing your profile. I will now generate the results for your review and approval. Please take the time to carefully review the results and request any necessary changes. Once you are satisfied with the results, please confirm and approve them. It is important to note that the accuracy of the results may be limited due to the sample size of the information provided in previous sessions. Therefore, some results may not be as precise as desired.
Alright, looking at the results, I'm happy and I do think that they're accurate. However, I do have a specific idea in mind, and as a result, I wish to customize a few things. There's only 2 things I want to customize, so that is the schedule and the softwares. So let's open those 2 up.
I am unable to provide the requested items all at once. To avoid miscommunications and errors, please select the order in which you would like the results customized. Once you have finished customizing, please indicate your approval.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Let's start with the schedule first.
Thank you for making your selection. I will now bring up the schedule results. Kindly confirm when you are done customizing it.
Alright, this looks cool. Could you give me a description of each of the categories before I begin?
Each category is represented with a pie chart displaying the skill level, a weekly schedule representing available days, and a progress bar reflecting the average time spent working on that particular category. The animation category comprises concepts, drafts, video animations, and special effects, while the editing category includes video editing, audio design, and presets. Finally, the artwork category includes thumbnail design, video description text, and final touch-ups. If you have any further queries about the results, please let me know.
Alright, thanks. I have no further questions at the moment. So, to begin with the category of animation, I like where we stand with the skill at 40%. Again, this is specifically for this project I have in mind. This is not for an overall profile of my current skills. So, for the days, I will select Saturdays and Sundays. I am busy during the week, so I do not have time for that, with the exceptions of Saturdays and Sundays. And so the amount of hours I can put into it on the weekends, it will be a total or a maximum of 5 hours. So if you do that for an entire month, because I'm basing this off on a month base, so I would say I would average around 40 hours if you just do Saturdays and Sundays, 5 hours each day. That would add up to 40 hours total for the month. So that's that for the animations category. Now focusing on the editing category, I think the skill level, I would put that at 60. Something I'm much more familiar with, something that I can get done as a result of knowing what I'm doing. And the days would still be the same as the previous, so it'll be Saturdays and Sundays, and the amount of hours I can put into it still be the same, which will be 5 hours. Now, again, I'm looking at the month, and I will be sometimes working in several categories all at once, just switching between one or the other from time to time. So for this one, I would say that I would average about 15 hours. That's taking into account that I'll be working on Saturdays and Sundays for a total of 5 hours. So yeah, that's that. And then the last category will be the artwork category. And so the skill level for that, I would put myself at 30%. But this is not as complex as all the past two categories. It will not require as much time. So again, the days I would select for that will be Saturdays and Sundays, and the amount of hours I can devote and to that will be 5 hours each. So I would calculate a total of 25 hours to complete that, and I think that will be enough to complete the scheduled portion of this result. So, confirm.
Thank you for your diligent editing. I will now present the software results for your review. Kindly approve them when you are done.
All right, thank you. I'm happy with the results, but as mentioned before, this is specifically for the project that I have in mind, so I'm going to change a couple of things. So for the video production phase, I'll begin with the Unreal Engine. The focus on that will be for environmental design, character animation, and rendering. Next on the list will be DAZ 3D. The focus on that will be for character customization and environmental design, or environment design. And next up on the list is character creator, and the only focus for that will be character customization. Next up on the list, we have Twin Motion, and the focus for that will be environment design. I do have something in mind, but I don't know what to address it, so I'll leave it at that. Next in line will be Real Illusion iClone, and the focus for that will be for character animation. Alright, the next one up is Cartoon Animator, and the focus for that will be for 2D character animation. And not just it'll be characters and objects and shapes and stuff. So yeah. Next up is Crazy Talk, and that's for character animation. And last but not least, we have Actor Core AccuRig, and the focus for that will be character rigging. The difficulty scale for this specific phase is a 7 out of 10. There's a lot that I do not yet understand clearly, and there's a lot that I need practice at, so that's where it stands. The next phase is the editing phase, and to begin that phase, I'll use the program I'm most comfortable with. That is HitFilm, and the focus for that will be for video editing, sound editing, and special effects. Next up in line is After Effects. I work hand in hand with After Effects as I'm editing videos. Technically do the same thing, but I normally use it as my assistant, and so yeah, the focus for that is video editing, special effects, and pre-made templates or presets. Next up in line is voice mod. The primary focus for that is voice customization. Next in line is Clownfish Voice Changer, and the focus for that is voice customization, very similar to voice mod. Next up in line, newly added, it's not really a program, but it's a service which I've been testing out and I really like the results. It's called ElevenLabs, and the focus for that, or it's a text-to-speech it's not an application, it's a web service. And then last but not least, I have Media Encoder, and that's associated with After Effects, and that's just focused on rendering. So, like I said, because I'm well familiar with most of these courses and application and its use, I guess the difficulty will be much lower, so it'll be a 4 out of 10. And then the last phase is the artwork phase, and once again, I'll focus on using HitFilm, just because I'm very comfortable using it, and I know its different uses. It's a very versatile program or software. So yeah, the primary focus for that will be for image modification. I'll also use After Effects, and the primary focus for that is for special effects. So this one is quite popular, and I don't use it as often as I should, but I am learning a lot more. It's Photoshop, and the focus for that is for image modification and pre-made actions. Pre-made actions, another word for that is presets. Pre-made things that are ready to go whenever I need them. I also use Affinity Photo. I don't really use much for image modification, but my primary focus for that is more for optimizing the size of an image, making sure that the quality retains but the size to lower. So that's what I use. And then the one thing last on the list is Illustrator. The primary focus for that is to design images and to increase the quality of the image. So because I'm not well familiar with the last few programs, last 3, the difficulty is a little bit high, but my primary goals and focus is very basic. It does not include anything too complex. So the difficulty scale on that is 3 out of 10. So this concludes my customization to my generated profile, and I consider my profile to be complete, and so I approve.
Congratulations! Your profile is now officially complete, and we are ready to proceed to the idea development stage. Welcome to the idea development stage. During this stage, we will work together to flesh out your ideas and develop a plan of action to bring them to life. As we move forward, I will be here to provide you with suggestions and recommendations based on your listed ideas. Together, we will consolidate your selections to generate a fully developed idea and a comprehensive plan of action. If you are having difficulty describing or listing your ideas, I strongly recommend providing references that accurately capture your ideas. So please begin explaining or listing your ideas, and I appreciate your patience throughout this process.
All right, thank you. I'm looking to start a YouTube series that provides channel updates, answers questions, and introduces new projects, and many more other things that I can't think of at the moment. So some ideas that I have in mind for this series include a large studio with a large screen or multiple screens to display images or videos. I'm also looking for a large space for demonstration, or just to include multiple characters all in one space. I guess the overall idea for this series is that it's almost like a conference, to have multiple people provide updates, news regarding the channel overall. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing your ideas and, most importantly, providing examples that offer illustrations. Based on your input, I will now start generating suggestions. Please choose the suggestion that resonates with you the most. Can you suggest any other ideas for this series?
All right. Great question. I can't think of anything that's already been said. So I'll go with your suggestions here. I see that behind the scenes will definitely be to something for this series. Helpful resources as will also be there. I'll also choose project questions, and I'll go with project details, and I'll go with tutorials. I'll lock those suggestions and confirm for the next question.
How many cameras do you wish to have displayed?
Okay. So, I'm not sure how many cameras in particular, but I do want many different angles, because I do like to merge all the angles all into a seamless transition. So, I do like the suggestions of the numbers of camera. I'll go with 14 plus. It might be more, but yeah, 14 plus seems the most reasonable, so confirm.
Will these videos prioritize quality or quick and brief updates?
Okay. Because this series will cover a number of different topics, and because these topics will be very different from one another, I do think that the quality will vary. So my aim is always to create things of high quality from my perspective. But then certain things also need to be quick in some degree. So I guess looking at your suggestions, I will go with high productive videos, quick and short updates, and I'll also go with news, I guess, and I'll go with creative videos, but short. Yeah, confirm.
What kind of projects will you be introducing?
Okay, I have some ideas on the projects, but it's not well developed just yet. So, I guess I'll just work with the suggestions that you have thus far. I'll go with space projects, science-based projects, sci-fi projects. I mean, I might go with space projects, but yeah. Filmmaking projects, so it's a definite. No collab. Dinosaur project, no. Sports projects, definitely. Tutorials and how-tos, yes. Psychology project. I guess. So, yeah, I think I'm good with those suggestions. Confirm.
What kind of questions will you be addressing?
Okay. There will be a lot of questions that I'll be addressing. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to take forever to answer this question. So I'll just go off based on the suggestions that you're providing. So there will definitely be tutorials, type of questions that I'll be answering. Video editing, goals for the channel, questions about myself, channel updates. What else? I guess I'll go with software, storytelling, music selection, video schedule, social media accounts, target audience, tips and tricks, inspirations, and I'm good with that. Confirm.
What kind of updates will you be providing?
All right, I did touch on this several times now. So updates, it's normally channel updates. If I missed anything else, I'll go off your suggestions. Channel updates I've already mentioned. Upcoming projects, I think I mentioned it. Budget updates for projects, I don't know. No, I don't think so. New experiments in development? No. Status updates on video? No. I think this is gonna be very short. So, I'm happy with the selection just for channel updates and upcoming projects. Confirm.
What is the duration of each video?
Okay. This is a difficult estimation to make. Just because it's going to depend on a lot of factors, like like what kind of project, kind of video it may be, like the purpose of the video. Yeah, there's a lot of factors on this. So I do like the 5, so it's going to include a number of different options. The videos will vary in length. So it could be 5 to 10 minutes. So I guess I would select 5, 10, 15, 20 to 30 minutes, hour. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll select them all. Confirm.
Are you planning on writing scripts for these videos?
All right. This is an interesting question, because I'm in the process of developing a new method for writing scripts. Just because I don't like my current approach. It takes too long. And I make it more complicated than it needs to be. So I guess I am trying to find a good plan between improvising and writing. And once I have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be, then I just finalize it from there. So so the question, am I planning? Just looking at your suggestion, I think I'll select yes, and sometimes. I think that's good enough with me. Confirm.
What is your script writing process like?
Okay. I technically did answer this question. So my writing process at the moment, again, it's still on its infancy stages. So I wouldn't consider it the final approach, but I am making it better as I go, as I learn a little bit more. So at the moment, I improvise script by talking, and then I review and make a couple edits through writing, and then that's about it. Looking at your suggestions, do I do research? Depends. It really depends. In most cases, I'll say yes. Outlining, no. I just improvise, just work with what I have and continually make it better, I guess. Drafting, I guess, yes, drafting is part of the process. Feedback and revisions. I don't really take any feedback or revisions because I work by myself, so I don't do that. Finalizing, yes, I do finalize the script. So, yeah, confirm.
What are your objectives for script writing?
All right, we're getting pretty thorough about script writing. Hopefully, this is the last questions on script writing. To keep it simple and short, My objectives for script writing is very simple. It's not something that I think about too much, but I just want to make it easy. I want to make it less time consuming. I want to make it consistent in terms of like the tone, the style, and the fact that the message gets conveyed. I think those are the main things that I usually focus or my objectives. So looking at your suggestions, consistency is definitely one of them. Going back to what I said about consistent tone, style, and message, that falls within consistency. Clarity and focus, that's definitely very important, because I want to make sure that my message gets conveyed and that it's simple enough that everyone understands. There's not too many complex terms and stuff. So engaging content, I don't really care too much about that. Again, the content I make is based on what I think will be interesting. So if I start to think about the opinions of others, I think that will negate the stuff that I make. So I just tend to focus on things that I like. So that's a no for engaging content. Time saving, that's very important for me. That's part of the reason I've chosen this new approach or developing this new process for script writing. So that's about it. Confirm.
What is the estimated time frame for writing scripts for these videos?
Okay. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that this is the last question on script writing. So again, I mentioned this before. It goes in line because this is like completely brand new, and the fact that each video will have a different type of focus and content. It will vary on the length of time. So, and because this is a completely new approach for script writing, I do not have that much information to give relevant and accurate estimation of the time that it will take to complete. So I guess I'll just look at your suggestions. So yeah, I mentioned that it does depend on the video. Number of revisions, yeah, there's gonna be a ton of revisions because there's plenty of things that I'll be exploring, there's plenty of things that I'll be testing, so there's gonna be a lot of revisions. What else? Okay, so I don't like those other options. Looking at the times, again, like said before, I'll go 5 minutes, yes, 10 minutes, yes, 15 minutes, yes, 20 to 30 minutes, yes, an hour plus, yes. So right now, everything is a yes until I have a better idea what's the best approach for different types of content. But for now, confirm.
Have you come up with a title for this series?
Yes. New question, not script writing related. Happy. Yay. I have come up with the title for this series. I'm not certain that should be it. I'm not quite like 100% on the title. So I guess I'll just look at your suggestions here. Let's see. Yes, no, maybe, neutral. I have considered. I guess I'll just let's go with I have consider. Confirm.
What potential titles are you considering for this series?
Great question. Maybe gonna help me figure out a title, outside of what I've considered thus far. All right. Let's all look at your suggestions. I do. Yes, I do have. What I've considered was Seven Wondrous Ventures Conference, but I thought the reason I'm in doubtful of that name is because it's a little too long. Yeah. I do want the Seven Wondrous Ventures in there. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's look. What else do I like here? In the spotlight? Yeah. No. I like, let's see here. I like Inside Book. No. Sounds like eye-opening experiences. I like. A deeper dive. I like. That's a check mark. Open doors. No. Uncharted territory. I like. Conference connections. I like. Conference circuit. I like. The conference connection. I like. The conference crowd. No, I do not like. And I like the conference confessions. Confirm.
Will this series be a fundamental part of the channel?
Interesting question. I guess in some ways, I don't like one thing to be the central pillar for everything. I want everything to be its own independent thing, I would say. So in this case, I would say, no, but it is an important part. Yeah, confirm.
Will this series be exclusively available on YouTube?
Great question. At the moment, I technically have it for YouTube, but there's no such rules for anything that I create to be exclusive for any platform. The idea is to keep everything open and explore all the options and do whatever it is that I feel like doing. I don't wish to restrict myself in any way, and I wish to keep my options open. So I guess looking at your suggestions, I'll just answer, I will be a no. Confirm.
Which marketplaces do you prefer to obtain the necessary assets from?
Interesting question. There's really, I'm beginning to learn a little more marketplaces to obtain things, but I'm also at the stage where I'm happy with the things that I've already have, and I'm not looking to add on unless necessary. But I guess there's always going to be little things that I'll need just because I lack and then a number of different categories in regards to my skills. So just looking at your suggestions, Unreal Engine is a definite marketplace. Unity Marketplace, yes. Humble Bundle, definite. Been using it more so than before. Audio Jungle is a definite. Video Hive, definite. ArtStation, no. CG Trader, no. Gumroad, no. Turbo Squid, no. Yeah, I'll just stick with the ones I selected. Confirm.
Which marketplaces do you prefer for obtaining background music?
All right. So there might be some repeating marketplaces here because some marketplaces do cover multiple assets or variations of assets. I guess the only one that I can think of off the top of my head is Audio Jungle because that's where I normally get my music. But I've been getting music from Humble Bundle, which has been great. Selection, it's all great. Let's see, looking at your suggestions here, Epidemic Sound, I never tried it. Premium Beat, no. Was it Artlist? No. Music Bed, no. Gemendo, no. Pod 5, no. Audio Network, no. Morrow Set, no. Soundstripe, no. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stick with Humble Bundle, Audio Jungle, and Unreal Engine as well for audio or for just music overall. Confirmed.
Which marketplaces do you prefer for obtaining After Effects video templates?
Okay. Another great question. So for things like this, I try to keep it very all in one marketplace. The more marketplaces I go for different things, sure is great because I get many different options or selection to choose from. However, it does add to the time it takes to create a lot of these videos. So I like to keep it short and be specific. So in this case, Video Hive is usually my number one source for video templates. I can't think of anything. I guess the Unreal Engine marketplace would also be as well. They do have a lot of great video overlays. So that is one. Yeah, so let's take a look at what you have here for the suggestions. Envato Elements, no, I don't have that. I think you need to be subscribed to that. I'm not subscribed. I just buy individual assets. Adobe Stock, I don't know what that is. No. Rocket Stock, I've heard of it, similar to Video Hive, but I never bought assets from there before, so that's a no. Motion Elements, I do not know. AE Juice, I do not know. CG Trader, I wasn't aware that CG Trader also sells video templates for, but that's a no. Motion Graphics Exchange, that sounds like part of Adobe. I do not know. Just stick to Video Hive and Unreal Engine for video templates. Confirm.
Which marketplaces do you prefer for stock videos?
All right. Interesting question. Stock videos marketplace. I don't really buy them. I get them for free. It's difficult to find stock videos that specific stock videos that you're looking for is quite difficult. So I stick to getting stock videos from Pixels. I think it's a free website that you can take both stock videos and photos, and probably more I'm unaware of. But my stock videos are very much abstract type of videos. So there might be times where I might look for something more than abstracts, but yeah, that's about it. I think. Anything else that I can think of? Abstract videos. Oh, yeah. Video Hive is also a marketplace. That I guess I would buy assets from for stock videos. So, but let's look at your suggestion here. So, Shutterstock. I know about it. Never used it. Pond 5. Oh, I said that wrong last time then. No. Adobe Stock. First time hearing it. Don't know. Storyblocks. No. Heard about it. iStock. Heard about it. Getty Images. I think heard about it. No. Video blocks. No. Never heard about it. Dissolve. No. Motion Array. I know that Motion Array is a competitor to Envato Elements, or yeah. No, I never bought anything from there. I think maybe I have. Canva. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so that's about it. Confirm.
What concepts or ideas do you have in mind for stock photos?
All right. Concept or ideas that I have in mind for stock photos. This is not something that I normally use in a lot of the videos. And if I do use it, it's for a very specific purpose. And it's only whenever I'm highly experimenting with things and just testing things out. And it's not something that I do very often. So, and it really depends. So this is one of those things where I cannot give an answer until I have a good idea what kind of videos I'll be creating. And then, yeah, so let's look at your suggestions here. Yeah, I'm not going to select anything. I'll just go with a TBD, to be determined. So, confirm.
Which marketplaces do you prefer for obtaining photo actions?
All right. So this is an interesting question. I'm beginning to learn a little bit more on Photoshop, photoshopping images, or just modifying images to ways that I like, I guess. And there's only really been one marketplace that I've been using Photoshop actions, and I still need a lot of practice, a lot of runs to get a better idea how everything works. So it's technically Graphic River, which is part of Envato Elements. So let's see some of your suggestions here. Creative Market, I do not know. Adobe Stock, I'm aware of it. I have never explored. Filter Grade, I do not know. Envato Elements, I've just mentioned. Preset Pro, I don't know. Pixel Squid, I don't know. Hungry JPEG, I don't know. Is it the dancing cuts? Dancing cuts? I don't know. Inky Deals, I have no idea of any of these marketplaces with the exception of Envato Elements. So yeah, just go with Graphic River. Thank you. Confirm.
Do you have any writing resources that you will be using for these videos?
Okay. I don't have any resources for writing these videos. A lot of them are original, I guess, if I can say that. I just talk and make sense of the sentences to convey a specific message. There's really nothing that I'm referencing unless there's a specific thing that I have to communicate and I do not know the best way to articulate it. Then I guess I'll use references. So, I can't think of anything. Let's just look at your suggestions here. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with the no. Confirm.
What specific aspects are you aiming to enhance with these videos?
Okay. Aspects, or I guess objectives that I'm looking to enhance with these videos. So I'll be looking to hit upon almost most of the areas, and this will go with almost every video. This project will be, this series will be no exception. I'm looking to improve in various different fields, whether it's video editing, audio design, animation, video editing, I'm not sure if I said that, artwork. I'm looking to improve in all aspects, and this is why I'll get creative with a lot of these videos, to try to explore and do different things just to improve upon the areas I lack on. But I guess that's the best way I can answer that question. So looking at your suggestions here, I guess sound design I've mentioned, video editing I mentioned, artwork design I mentioned, animations, yes, another one I guess is special effects. Indeed 2D to 3D transitions. Yeah, I haven't started working on 2D just yet, but I do have some experience on that, and I do plan to integrate it within this series, so that'll definitely be it. Voice customization is just something that I started working on. That's going to be a definite, and I can't wait to continue to explore and change up my voice, or make up some new voices for different characters in that sense. I like that. And then what is this? Experimental techniques. Yeah, experimental techniques will be developed because I'm constantly exploring, constantly testing things out, and out of that comes happy accidents. So yeah, confirm.
What proportion of the required assets do you currently have available for these videos?
Okay. So the reason I've decided to start this series is because I'm comfortable and happy with the resources I have in place, or the assets. And I guess I don't know if I could give an exact percentage, but I can just, all right, you know what? I'll give an estimated percentage. Let's say we have about 70% of the resources required to complete or to start this project series with everything that I have in mind. So that's about it. Let's look at your suggestions here. 3D models and environment assets. I say we're pretty good on that. I'm never gonna say 100% because there's always room for other things whenever they come up. So I'll give a good 95% on 3D models and environmental assets. For CFX assets with sound effects or just background music and all, getting close to that. I'll say we're about 70% on that. Animation assets, You basically put a pause on that just because the goal is to learn animation. I'll say, yeah, animations. I wouldn't say we're 95, but I would say we're a good 80%. 80% for animation assets. After Effects presets, I'm always finding great new templates and video overlays for After Effects. I'll give that a good 70%. Photoshop Action, I just started gathering. I just started researching for more, so it's pretty early right now to judge, but I guess I'll give that a good 40%. Stock videos, 95%. Full stock photos, 95%. Confirm.
Will there be multiple character customizations for these videos?
All right. Yes. There will certainly be multiple character customization for these videos. I do intend on doing a number of different custom or clothing changes, and through that there will be some beautiful transformation. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I'll figure something out, and it's gonna happen almost every different video. And yeah, part of the reason is just for practicing, especially with like morphs. I really want to get a better idea how to work with morphs for transformation purposes. But yes, there will be multiple character customizations for this video. Let's see what else you have for your suggestions. Characters already customized from the start. Yes, yeah. Yes and no. Some will not. Some will be. I guess, yeah. I've answered this question the best I could. So, confirm.
Have you already created the 2D characters for these videos?
Okay. No, I have not created the 2D characters for this video yet. It's all a thought. It's all an idea. I have I guess I've made some considerations in terms of how I will integrate them, but I have no idea what they will look like at the moment. So I guess it's a no. Let's look at your suggestions here. No, yes, maybe sometime, and rarely, almost ever, never. Okay, yeah, I'll stick to no. Confirm.
How many characters will be present in the studio in total?
Great question. As far as I know, this is something that is subject to change. But at the moment, I have myself, I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, 5, and then the 2 extras. So we have a total of 7 characters on the studio. Could be a little bit more, especially with the future project video that I have in mind. There's gonna be a lot more. So I do need a studio that there's enough space to display all the characters all in one scene. So I don't wish to change them in the scale of their models to have them in. I wish their size to be what it is. So I guess looking at your suggestions with my answer, I know it's 7. We'll go with 5 to 10. Confirm.
What kinds of presets or templates do you plan to use for the video overlays?
All right. presets, templates. This is one of those questions that is always subject to change. As I said, because I'm constantly exploring and testing things out, nothing is ever standard. Things are always changing, so it's a little hard to sort of give. But in general, I do have an idea what types of presets or templates that I normally use for video overlays. Lowered thirds is definitely one of them. What else do I use? I guess I can use graphics for like intro and openers. What else do I use? I use overlays for timers, emojis. That's about it, I think. All right, let's look at your suggestions here. I've already covered lower thirds. I've already covered intro openers. Oh, okay, yeah. Stock videos with the HUDs. Yeah, HUDs. Yeah, I know. All right, confirm.
What kind of font do you plan to use for the text?
Okay. I never really pay attention to the type of font text that I use. Let's just look at your suggestions here. No presets, standard text, Times New Roman, Arial. Was it Helvetica? I don't know how to say this. Helvetica, Calibri, Verdana, Comic Sans. You know what? No presets. I'll just go with. I don't know. I'll just go with whatever looks best. I don't really look to change my font that much. Confirm.
What kind of demonstration do you plan to present in the videos?
Interesting question. As I said before, a lot of the demonstration would be a transformation for characters in terms of the clothing that they wear. Maybe a character swap in some ways. But other than character transformation, I can't think of anything else at the moment. But I know there'll be several demonstrations which will be a little bit different from the show itself. Like it brings a little much more color and special effects, all different things. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be something that helps me practice for other projects. So I can't really say what type of demonstration it may be. It's a lot of it has to do with special effects. That's all I can say at the moment. So let's see your suggestions here. Presentation is a definite. Unique segment of the show, yes. No, it's not for large TV screens. For vehicles, I don't know if I'll bring vehicles, but I'll say yes. Am I looking? What is this? Audience participation? Yes. Audience, not so much. More so the. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep that open. I'll say yes. Audience activities. You know what? I wanna keep everything open. So I'll say yes to that as well. And what is this? Showcase? I said showcase. Okay. Confirm.
How much screen space do you plan to allocate for the demonstration?
I technically answered this question. I guess there should be a reasonable amount of space for a large number of characters for a large model vehicle spaceship, and for special demonstrations and transformation that requires an entire room. I guess if that provides a sufficient amount of information for the answer. Let's look at your suggestions here. No, definitely no space. Display characters and objects. Yes. Gym base size. Yes. Football size. Yes. Single room. No. Yeah. So, I like those options. Go with that. Confirm.
Could you provide more context or clarification about what you mean by demonstration?
I don't know what else I can say. Because I've technically answered this question twice. So there's nothing I can think of that I can, I guess, add on to what I've already said. I'm just going to look at your options here. Showing or presenting. I guess, yes. Help others understand concepts and process. A product. Part of the demonstrations, I get it, yes. Education, science, and technology. It kind of falls within, but it's not entirely on that. But I'll say no. Make complex, abstract ideas more tangible and easier to grasp. I'm in the fence on this. I'll say yes. Hands-on experiments, simulations, and visual aids. Definitely visual aids. I don't know about the other ones. Diagrams. I mean, diagrams sure will be there, but they're not going to be that large. Videos, I've already required TV screen, so that videos will be covered on the TV screen, so they don't require that much space for demonstration. Other multimedia elements, I guess, yes. Effective tools for teaching, communicating information to others, sort of. I'll say no. Interaction with the audience and participants, that's a definite yes. Showcase a product or service in a promotional context, I guess, yes. Illustrate the point in a persuasive content, I guess yes. No, that'll be a no. Confirm.
Will there be a background video playing throughout the entire video?
Okay. I've already mentioned that there will be video playing, but it's not going to run the entire length of the video itself. It's just going to play portions when required, when needed to illustrate a point that can't necessarily be illustrated in the studio itself. So, say for example, I'm referencing a past video, a past project that I worked on, and I need to make a point. It would just be easy to show a background video of that somewhere. So that's how I would answer this question. So it's gonna happen sometimes. Just look at your suggestions here. Yeah, let's go with sometimes. Confirm.
Will the screens or other visual elements be layered on top of the background video?
Okay, interesting question. So, maybe this will change, but at the moment, what I have in mind is a couple of screens on the back, in close proximity to the presenter, whoever is talking. I don't know if that may change given what's happening on the video, but for the time being, it's just screens closer to the presenter playing in the background. So I don't know if there'll be any other visual elements on top of that. I guess I guess it'll probably just be lower thirds and a couple of video overlays. Maybe is that what you're looking for? Depending on what I'm trying to illustrate, what I'm trying to showcase. So it will be every once in a while. It's not gonna be, you know what, I'll keep it open. I don't really know, so I'll say sometimes. Confirm.
Do you prefer using floating panels for the screens, or would you prefer a different type of layout?
Great question. It feels like this is one of those things where I have to see and feel how everything plays out before I can make a final decision on it. For the time being, I would like to explore and see what it is. So I would say yes, but I'm not convinced. I'm not sold on it until I've seen it. I've done all my tests with it. So yeah, yes, confirm.
What size of physical screens are you planning to use in the video production?
All right. So I'm not looking for anything too big. It's supposed to be a standard size that doesn't take too much of the screen, because it's going to be in the background. The presenter will always be the center focus. So I guess thinking about it, it's hard to give a number. It will probably be best selected once I begin putting everything together. So for the time being, I am undecided until I actually work on it. So let's have a look at your suggestions here. Standard, I'm not sure what standard is. 24 inches, 32 inches, 40 inches, 43 inches, 49 inches, 50 inches, 55. So it goes all the way to 80 inches. Let me take a guess. So still keep in mind my initial answer and add this on top, which will be 50 inches. Confirm.
Do you envision having separate areas within the studio for different segments of the video series?
Great question. I do have different ideas that will be played out in a different area of the studio. Hopefully it has a different setup. So I guess to keep this answer short and concise, it will be a yes. Let's just look at your suggestions here. No, yes, designated area specific. Yeah, so I'll select designated areas for specific segments and also customize. So confirm.
Do you plan on creating drafts or rough versions before finalizing these videos?
All right. I do intend on creating drafts and rough versions. So just because every one of my projects are highly experimental, unless I'm doing something quickly that has been done before, and I just looking to get specific information out or specific updates out, then that will not require a draft or rough version. But if it's anything new, anything that I'm practicing, it will always have a draft, always have a rough copy somewhere. So yeah, let's see here, your suggestions. Okay, I don't like any of that, so I'll just go with yes. Confirm.
What digital or physical references do you have for video production studios that you would like to use as inspiration for your own studio setup?
All right. I haven't really, I guess I I haven't thought of any references in mind. Wait a minute. So, given what I think, what is similar to something that's already out there, I think is the question. You know what? I can't think of anything. I'll give you a copy or an illustration of what I think the studio should be. It's a large space with desks and chairs, and with a lot of lights and spotlights, and a big base where is the center stage where the presenter stands and gives out or says whatever he needs to say. But I can't think of any references. Maybe looking at your suggestions, I might be able to help me. No reference? Yeah, I definitely have no reference. Some reference? No, I have no reference. News TV shows? I can't think of any news TV shows that I don't really watch any news. Talk shows? No. It's not a talk show based show. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, I have some ideas what talk shows look like, but I don't want that. Game shows, I say yes, just because of the space in the center and the activities that are played out in front of the stage. So if you have any references for game shows, use them. Sitcoms, no, there won't be any sort of reenactment or actions of sorts. Anything that's the videos will be used to showcase things of that nature. So reality shows, no. And then the other one, okay. Yeah, I guess use game shows as reference if it helps, but I can't think of any. Confirm.
What style or genre of background music are you interested in using for these videos?
Great question. Style or genre of background music of interest. Okay. This will be an ongoing thing, and it will change from video to video, and also depending on the type of activity that is being done. So there's really no standard answer that I can give. It's one of those things that will be constantly moving and changing. So I guess I'll just give you a list instead of one. So I like piano based music. I like jazz. I like R&B, hip hop. I like nature type of instrumentals, with like violin, piano, all in combination, working with each other. That's all I can think of. Looking at your suggestions here, classical music, no. Jazz, yes. Pop music, I guess it will have a spot somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it'll have a spot. Instrumental music, yes, I mentioned that. Electronic music, I've used one before for one of my projects in the past. So yes. Ambient music, yes. Especially ones where I'm talking in the background. I always like some sort of music to be playing. It sort of helps. So rock music, yes. Horror music, I'm not sure what horror music includes. I think it's like, if I had to guess, is like a genre of different types of songs from different countries around the world that not necessarily would have a genre, so you put them all in one place. I think that's what it is. Anyways, yes for world music. Country music, no. R&B and soul, yes. Hip-hop and trap, instrumental, yes. Alright, I think that's about it. Confirm.
Will sound effects be included in these videos?
Yes. To answer this question, there will be sound effects in a lot of these videos for this video series. What they are, I do not know. I do have a number of them in stock, ready to be used. I don't remember what they are. So then there's not much information I can share unless you have some for your suggestions. Let's have a look here. Applause, no. Laughter. You know what? I like a lot of these, and like before, I want to keep everything open because if I say no, I might change my mind afterwards. It's very often I change my mind on other things, so I will say all to most of these options, but it's subject to change. So confirm.
What type of sound effects are you looking for?
All right. I can't think of any specific action or event as of right now. It's too early to tell. And I think it's one of those things where I'll know once I begin to develop the video, and what the mood or the state of the video is, or the tone of the video is. So at the moment, I have nothing in mind, and just by the looks of your suggestions, everything looks great, and it's definitely the kind of things that I would use, but again, the theme here is to keep things open, and when I have a better idea, I'll make my decision. So I'll choose a TBC, to be determined. So yeah, confirm.
What is the overall tone of the video, and how do you envision sound effects contributing to that tone?
All right, this question is similar to the previous question, but I can provide an answer for this. The intention is for all the videos in this series to be light and fun, but there will be some variations from time to time. But overall, it's supposed to be a light mood or a light tone type of videos. So, but I'll keep it open, and I'll see where things go depending on what type of video, what type of message I'm trying to convey. So yeah, confirm.
Will sound effects play a big role for these videos?
This is very similar to the previous question, and like before, it's the intention is to create something light, and yes, there will be exceptions, but light and fun is what I'm aiming for. And with all the videos I create, the sound usually does play a big impact or big role in trying to illustrate or conveying a specific message. So I do not know specific how to answer this question, but it does play a big role. Confirm.
How do you plan to focus on editing sound for these videos?
All right, so great question. My plan of focus for editing sound for these videos will aim to check off a number of things. Some of the things I have in mind so far is that the sound aligns with the video, and it complements the video, and also improves my editing sound design for these videos. And that's about it I have, but I know there are other things that I like to work on, but I just think of them at the moment. So I'll just look at your suggestions here and see if I'm missing anything. High quality audio, that's definitely one of the things I am looking to focus, making sure that the audio that I put on the background is high quality and great. Immersive sound effects, yes, in line to complement the video, or to complement the video and illustrate certain things about the video. Having immersive sound effects will be very good. So that is something I also plan on focusing on. Creative voices is another one. It's a great one. I've been working with voice customization of voice changers for a little bit now, and I do plan on experimenting a lot of different voices on these videos. So that's one. Smooth background music. Yeah. I don't know if that's a plan to focus. I think I've gotten a pretty good idea in terms of what kind of background music I like for my videos. So I don't think that'll be a focus, but I'll add it. High quality sounds is the same as creative voices. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Confirm.
Have you already recorded the voices for the characters in these videos?
All right. Great question. I don't have any pre-recorded voices for the characters just yet. I'm still in the process of building some history for these characters and personality to make them more unique. So I do not have any pre-recorded voices, but I do plan on developing these voices as soon as I start developing these videos. So it's one of those things where it's to be determined. So I cannot, I don't have any answers for it. So looking at your suggestions, I'll just go with the no. Confirm.
Do you have all the necessary resources to ensure high quality audio production?
All right. I can safely say, given all the resources or assets that I have ready to go, that I have what it takes to create high quality audio for these videos, and I don't foresee any challenges on doing so, but challenges do come regardless. But I think at the moment everything seems good and ready to go. So yes, confirm.
Can you provide any references or examples of the type of background music you are looking for?
Interesting question. I do have an idea, as mentioned before, of what type of background music I like for my videos, specifically for this series. I can't think of any references. So I'll just look at your suggestion and see if it falls close to what I'm thinking. Jeopardy, I never watch. I don't know. Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right, Family Feud, Deal or No Deal, Big Bang Theory, Simpsons, Friends, The Office. Yeah, I don't know most of these options and the type of background music they have. So I'll say no, based on the list of references, but I do already have some idea. I just don't know how to explain it. So I'll leave it at that. Confirm.
Do you have any preferred sound effects in mind, or any references for specific types of sound effects you would like to include in the videos?
This question is similar to the previous, so to keep it short, keep it simple, it's a no. But looking at your suggestions, I do see some options of interest. It will be designed in accordance with the video. So yeah, I like that option. Confirm.
Do you have any financial support for producing these videos?
I I do not have any financial support. Everything is being fully supported by myself. I'm not sure if that's good enough, but okay, yeah, you have under suggestions. I'll just go with a no. So confirm.
How do you plan to save money and reduce expenses for producing these videos?
Save money and reduce expenses for producing these videos. As I mentioned before, I have more than enough resources at hand to create a lot of these videos. So the expenses already cut down there. But there will be times where I will need specific asset that I do not have. And I do my best, efforts to find assets that are affordable and not anything that go beyond my budget. So, these assets are usually like, I'm not gonna say in terms of prices, but it's usually one or two things. It's never like 3 or 4 or 5. And if it's somewhere around that, that's a highly experimental, and I'm usually spacing it out by weeks and months to get those things. I'm never really getting it all in a single month, or yeah. So I guess, to put it simply, I have all the necessary resources not to spend too much money. And yeah, to answer, I guess, I think I answered the question, but I'll just look at your suggestions and go from there. Put aside $5 to $10 bi-weekly. I guess I can do that. Borrow equipment. I have no one to borrow equipment from, and a lot of the equipment is digital, so it's a no. Use royalty-free assets. I definitely do look for royalty-free assets before I look to buy things. So buying things is usually a last resort. Use free programs. Yeah, I have a lot of the programs I use are free, with the exception of some which are subscription-based. I have no choice. Use web-based services. Yep, some of the programs and services I use are from the web, which is why they're free. Collab with other people. I don't have anyone in mind, so it's a no. Keep track of expenses. Yes, that's a big thing. Especially if I want to stay within my budget, I gotta keep track of what I'm spending, how much, and if it's gonna be used or not. Keep things simple. That's a little bit hard to do, just because it's a lot of the videos are will be experimental and practice in nature, so there will be it won't be as simple as I would like them to be, but I will do my best to keep it simple. And yeah, confirm.
How much flexibility do you have with your budget?
I would say that I have a medium level of flexibility with my budget. Saying this because I know that I will not be spending much, which means I'll have some money. I'll have reserves that will pile up, that will be used for other projects. So, I guess I can safely say that I'll have a medium level of flexibility with my budget on this, but it's not something I'll rely upon just because I have it available. It's just nice knowing that it's there in case something pops up, but I won't be too I won't be looking to use that budget at all. I guess the goal will be to use what I have. With all the projects that I have done thus far, it's always been the case where the goal is to use everything that I have under my disposal, under my use, and not rely so much on buying things to make everything work. So the better I can work with what I have, the better it speaks to my level of improvement with my skills. So looking at your suggestions here, I would say I would select 15 to 25 because I think that's the amount I will go over my budget, I guess. I'll go over $15 to 25, and that's about it. Yeah, confirmed.
Could you share your ideas or preferences for the logo design for this series?
Sure. The logo for this series. So because I want all the characters for my my channel to be present on all of these videos, it's supposed to be more like a conference type of videos, and because it's conference based, I want something to illustrate a logo to illustrate a number of different components connecting with each other. I don't know how that can be made, but the reason I say conference is because it's almost like an exchange of ideas or a communication of ideas, something of that nature. So if you could provide like a draft of something along those lines, that would be good. But let's look at your suggestions here. It's typography. Let's see. As a key role in logo design, you sure are selected. So no, it's not typography. Scalable. The logo should be scalable. Relevant. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to select if I want these things on the logo. So yes, I do want the name in the logo, and I do want it to be scalable. So at any size, it still fulfills, or it still illustrates the logo or shows important things about the logo. Relevant, not really. I want a type of logo that's universal in some ways, that you don't necessarily need to speak the language to understand. I don't need to be from the same country to understand what that means. So it doesn't need to be relevant. Simple is definitely something I always strive for. It's always supposed to be simple in a way to communicate with people of different countries or different languages easily. Yes, I want a limited color palette. Black and white is usually what I strive for, but I'm beginning to go within a silver and white and black. Those are my color palette favorite color palette. Clear, bold fonts. I guess yes. It's supposed to be readable and it's supposed to be clear. So yes. Conference theme. That is a big yes. Memorable. That's a subjective thing. So let's remove memorable. But everything else that I mentioned should be included in this logo draft. Confirm.
How do you envision the thumbnails for this series?
All right. I'm happy to say that I already have ideas for thumbnails, and they're not going to be reliant on the series at all. And this is part of the reason why all thumbnails will have a little logo right next on the top right corner of the thumbnail. But everything else will be dependent on the video itself. So the thumbnail has no reliance on the type of series. It's more reliant on what happens on the video, and then I basically take a screen capture or I capture the idea of the video in the thumbnail. That's how I usually create the thumbnail. They're not reliant on the series itself. Hopefully that works. Looking at your suggestion, yeah, it's completely dependent on the video. So, confirm.
Are you planning to experiment with new art techniques for this series?
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So, it's not just going to be for this series itself, but all other videos that I'll be working on will aim to improve. Well, I'll seek to improve in a lot of the things that I normally do. So I'll be experimenting on a number of different things. And this series specifically, there will be a number of different segments in which I'll be experimenting different things that I'll carry on to other projects or other series that I plan to create in the future. So, yes, confirm.
Have you created a finalized logo for this series?
Great question. I did, but it's not finalized yet. So, I guess, it's incomplete. I'm looking to sort of fully draft the idea. You know what? I'll consider it complete. There's still a couple of things that I just need to revise, but overall, I like the design of it at the moment. So I would say, no, you know what? Change my mind. Looking at your suggestion, I'll just go with work in progress. Yeah, work in progress. Confirm.
If you plan to develop your own 2D characters, which software do you intend to use for their creation?
Great question. I do have a couple places that I've been thinking. Cartoon animators definitely stands at the top, but I do not have much experience using it. But it is from Real Illusion. I've used a number of applications from Real Illusion or softwares from Real Illusion, and I do know how most of them work. So hopefully it carries on, and the navigation and some of the functions are all the same, so I shouldn't have too much trouble learning it. Maybe I could use After Effects. I do know that they do have, I might need to buy, I might need to buy. Crazy Talk is another one. I've used it in the past, but I haven't used it. Actually, it's been a long time since I've last used it, but I do have assets that I bought in the past, 2D, that I can use. They're technically 3D, but they can be turned into 2D, which is a simple conversion. So yeah, at the top I have Cartoon Animator, After Effects, and Crazy Talk. Looking at your suggestion, I'm not very well familiar with some of these programs or software. I would just go with the ones I listed. Confirm.
Do you have any specific reference images or concepts in mind for the thumbnail of this series?
This will be a quick answer. Given what I mentioned in regards to capturing the idea of the video and then making a thumbnail off that, I don't really have any references. I guess I look for references once I have an idea of what I want to create, but because I do not know what the video is or what the main message of the video, I do not have anything in mind. So looking at your suggestions would be no reference image based on video, image based on idea, other. It's I guess my references are based on the video, so I don't know if that helps, but yeah, confirm.
Do you have a preferred artistic style in mind for this project's artwork?
Great question. I don't have any preferred artistic style in mind. A lot of what I'll be doing is experimental, and depending on the video is what I will where I will experiment. So my response to this question will be a no. I mean, look at your suggestions here. No, yes, realism. This style of artwork aims to represent objects or scenes as they appear in real life with attention. I guess it will have a bit of realism, but not much. I think realism will be like something I will look to. I'll look to add on my videos later on. I think my focus is just setting a foundation on things to better understand before moving on. It's almost like a higher level of artistic style that I plan on working on, but it's a later on type of thing. I'm not focused on it, so it's a no for realism. Impressionism. This style of artwork uses loose brush strokes and bright, vivid colors too. No, nothing on impressionism. Abstract. This type of artwork future shapes, colors, and lines that don't represent specific objects. Yes, so there will be a ton of abstract type of art style in a lot of my videos for this series, so that's a given. Next one is cubism. This style of artwork deconstructs objects or scenes into geometrical shapes and planes, often showing multiple views. No for cubism. Pop art. This style of art draws inspiration from popular culture media. I draw inspirations from everywhere and almost everything, so I guess that's a yes, but I'm not specifically focused on popular culture. Surrealism. I guess this falls in line with abstract, so I guess I'll say yes. Minimalism. A lot of the work that I do, although it's highly creative, and there's a lot of things that are displayed on the video. One of my main focus is also for simplicity, and in simplicity is minimalism. In a strange way, I'll say yes. So yeah, confirm.
Can you provide any references or examples for the style or design you have in mind for the 2D characters for this series?
Okay. I do not have any references or style for the 2D characters in these videos for this series. I know that it's a lot of what I have in mind. It's just the idea of having 2D characters on this series. I'm not sure how or what they will look like, but I know for a fact that they will be in the video. I haven't really thought beyond that, so that's as much as I can share. And based on your suggestions, looking at here, we have Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Homer Simpson, SpongeBob SquarePants, Bart Simpson, Betty Bob, Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, Charlie Brown, Garfield, Flintstone, Daffy Duck, Tweety Bird, Minnie Mouse, Roadrunner. I'm familiar with some of the characters mentioned, but I cannot say reference this character or reference that character because I do not know what my characters will look like. So I don't know if that helps, but that's as far as I can share for this question. Confirm.
Do you have anyone who will assist you in creating these videos?
So I don't have anyone who will assist me in creating these videos. I do this all by myself. But do keep in mind that it's never technically all by myself. A lot of the assets, a lot of the resources I use are pre-made. So I do it with the help of people who have already done done a lot of the assets that I use. So it does speed up my work. So I'm not entirely doing it by myself. Like in terms of putting the videos together, then yes, that's me. But in terms of all the assets that I use, I would say it's a collaborative effort from the presets, the templates, and everything else that I purchase out there. So yeah, I guess it would technically be a no, but I will also select 21 plus. Thanks. Confirm.
Do you have any plans to collaborate with others to create these videos?
Interesting question. I have no plans to collaborate with anyone. Maybe in the future, that could be a plan. But I do have a number of projects, and I do have a number of check boxes that I need to check off before I look to collaborate with anyone. I'm very focused on my goals to improve in a number of different fields, and collaborating will be something I'll look into later on. Just for like the plan to make my art a little more real or highly detailed. It will be the same with collaboration until I fulfill a lot of my until I improve in a lot of the checkboxes that I have in mind. I will not look to collaborate with anyone. So looking at your suggestions, I'll just go with the no. It won't be never, it will just be a no for now. Confirm.
I appreciate your patience. We have successfully completed the idea development stage, and I will now go ahead and consolidate your responses to generate a comprehensive cost-benefit analysis report. Once you approve the report, I will schedule all the recommended activities and give you weekly insights about your purchases. Additionally, I will send you weekly deals for recommended assets sourced from selected marketplaces. The cost-benefit analysis report has been finalized and is now ready for your review and approval.
All right. Okay. So I like what I see, and I don't really see the need to make any changes, just given the fact that this will be used as a guideline for me to go about creating these videos. So I'll use about 70 to 80% of the recommended activities and suggestions. But the other 20 to 30% will just be my own changes based on what I think is needed. So yeah, I guess I consider my review complete, so I approve. Thank you.
Dear Neverson, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your valuable input and unwavering patience throughout our session. I am pleased to inform you that we have successfully transformed your idea into a concrete plan of action for the video series. Your schedules have been meticulously populated with recommended activities, budget plans, and weekly deals for assets sourced from carefully selected marketplaces. Should you have any inquiries or wish to make any changes, please do not hesitate to reach out. Rest assured, all previous results can be easily restored without encountering any issues. I send you my best wishes as you embark on the exciting journey of creating your videos. Take care and stay inspired. Warm regards.